Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here with my co-host Kenny Varner. How you doing, Kenny?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. We got a couple days till opening season. Gotta love it.
Can you believe it? Football. Where did the summer go? And, we're 2 days away from the opening of the season, and we are thrilled to have Mifflin County head coach Shane Breon onto the program. Looks like practice just got over because Shane's still up at the field. Thank you for coming on, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Anytime.
People, you're popular. People want to hear what you're saying. We got a ton of people on the show tonight. So, I thank you for that. So, Shane, yourself, can you believe it's here already? Sorry, buddy, we lost your audio.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go.
Like yesterday, we started, our lifting program in January, and it just seems like yesterday that happened, and now we're here, less than 48 hours away. So, pretty amazing how fast it went.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I want to get to that right off the bat. You had 35. You told me this when I was writing your preview too, in the off season, and that is fantastic. You got to be thrilled about that. I remember days, and I won't name the coaches. I remember days when I asked them, how many's in your off-season weight program right now? Because it's voluntary. And he'd go, oh, we have about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the good thing is, too, some of those kids are younger kids, too. So they're getting involved in the process right now. And that's only going to benefit us down the road as well. So. Really excited about the younger group we have coming, and they worked their tails off just as much as the older kids did. So that was great to see.
Now you've done all the heat acclimation, all the practicing, the preseason. First off, before I get to Central Mountain coming up, just give me some, because I hadn't talked to you. Give me some of your thoughts on the Juniata scrimmage. What you thought about your team.
Yeah, I think it was, a typical first scrimmage. Some good, some bad. I think we scored a couple times. They scored a couple times in the live period then. So we needed to work on, staying focused and our stamina a little bit. We tried to do some of that this week. And, things clean up. We cleaned them up. We didn't want to show too much. A lot of guys don't show a lot in the scrimmages. We don't like to do that either. So, we showed enough to set things up for next week. And, we'll see how that goes. But.
Do you feel like this is your second year now? You brought in the air raid offense. Do you feel that there's a comfort level this year with the guys? They know what they're supposed to do, the concepts and everything?
Yeah, I think, our quarterbacks, our skill kids that are returning are definitely more, up to speed. We don't have to spend as much time on certain concepts. So that's good. Some of the younger guys are still trying to get up to speed a little bit, but we're going to do risk coaches again like we did last year. So it pretty much tells the kids what route they're running. So it takes the thinking out of it for them in a pinch. So, but the quarterbacks are really the only ones that need to know what everybody's doing. So that helps streamline things a little bit for the younger kids that are getting into it. But it's been good so far. So.
And we know Landon from last year, what he did. What about the other guys like Fletcher Wilson and Crosser? How do you feel they are with running your offense if they would have to?
Yeah, I'm very confident in Fletcher. And, he's put his time in. He was one of the kids that was here in the weight room off season. And he's one of the kids that I know will be he's in huddle. He understands what's going on. And, I'm confident in him if something happens. We also have kids. We're about 2 deep everywhere on offense, so I'm happy about that, and just really looking forward to see how these kids perform tomorrow or Friday night.
I see you want to get it going now. So we talked about this before on your preview. There's an era of high expectations and confidence that hasn't happened for a while in Mifflin County football. And tell me, how are the kids handling this? They got to feel pretty confident right now heading into the season to build on last year.
Yeah, I mean, building on last year, I think we are confident, maybe a little bit too overconfident. So we have to try to rein the kids in here and there, But I think they know where we're at, and they know what to expect on Friday night. So we'll be ready to roll. Hey guys, my battery's running low. I'm running to my car here, so if I cut
Oh, okay, that's fine. It's all right. Hey, you're the one thing where you did have graduation was on the offensive line. How do you, after seeing him practice and then the scrimmage, give me some of your thoughts on the offensive line right now?
Yeah, I mean, our left side of the line is the line that we lost last year from the center over. So we've got kids working in there. They're working well. We got to, they're young until we get in live action, for 4 quarters. We'll see how they hold up. But they've earned their positions, and, it's go time now. And, they need to, hopefully they can perform for us Friday night and do what they need to do.
So, the game itself, like I said, high expectations. There's nothing like the opening night of Friday night football. Everybody's going to be jacked up. Any concerns about them being like too pumped up for the game?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right. 1 second.
All right, that's cool. No problem. We understand. We'll just show this comment here. Ivy Warrior said he can't wait to hear what Coach Shane Breon has to say about this season's team. We can't either.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. I was wondering if, there's nothing like that Friday Night Lights, the first night of high school football. Are you any worries, concerns that the guys could be too amped up to start the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think warn them about, when you get too excited, sometimes you make mistakes. So we've got to clean some of that up. We're getting hyped down. Kids are making some mistakes, but you got to play by play, and do your responsibility. You execute your responsibility, and everything will work out for us.
All right, let's talk about Central Mountain. I know they didn't win last year, 0-10, but I was looking and they have pretty much everybody back. So you would think they would be a little bit improved from last year. What are your thoughts? What do you see of Central Mountain?
Yeah, they've got, I think, 24 of their kids back from last year. They were junior-oriented team last year. They're a senior-oriented team this year. They've got a couple of really big kids that are physical. They've got a couple of really nice skilled kids. I think they have a couple of receivers I can't recognize from the scrimmage film. They didn't have their numbers on their jerseys, but I didn't recognize them as being receivers last year. And they have a different defense. They showed a different defense in the scrimmage than what they ran last year. They have a new coach. He's bringing more of a spread offense, kind of like us. So it's going to be sort of mirror images of each other, to be honest with you. A lot of same formation, a lot of same plays. So, like I said, they've got a lot of experienced kids back. So it's going to be a dogfight. It's not going to be easy by any imagination. And, we're going to need our crowd there and spurring us on and encouraging us. And it should be a good football game.
Well, I know you'll have the crowd. They came back last year, supported you guys really well. And it was just, just a great season. And now building on that, what do you think, without giving away anything, what do you think are the keys to beat Central Mountain? What do you got to stop, or what do you got to do?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a big back, a couple really nice backs actually. Rocco last name slipped my mind.
Serafini.
Serafini, yes, he's a big kid, he's a big wrestler. He's about a 200-pound running back. Then they have another kid that ran a really good time at the Bald Eagle Combine when we were over there in the 40-yard dash. He's a physical kid too. So we're gonna have our hands full there stopping those guys. And then they have the Fultz kid back. He's been a 4-year starter, I think, for them. He's a senior. So those are the two keys defensively. I think we need to eliminate those guys as best we can, or contain them as best we can. Then offensively, we got to move the ball. We have to be able to run the ball. That's key with Deacon. I want to run the ball. I talk about air raid, but really look at it. That being an air raid and spread offense really opens up the run, and then they complement each other. The run and the pass complement each other. So if we can't establish a run, then they can just sit on us, in our passing game. So that's going to be key for us. I think is establishing the run early, and get them on their heels, and then maybe we can hit them with some stuff.
Yeah, we talked about that last year. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
It should be a chess match. It should be a dogfight.
The spread offense, they think that air raid is just pass, pass, pass. And like you said, it really opens up the run. And Deacon proved that last year with a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, Deacon's he's a power back and he's a slasher, and he's everything you want in a running back. And you spread people out, you get him a couple creases. He's hard to bring down. A lot of kids, he runs hard for his size. He's one of the hardest, toughest kids I've ever coached. And just get him a crease here and there, and he'll do the rest for you. So that's what we're hoping tomorrow. I'm expecting him to blitz us quite a bit. So we've got to be able to handle that. So we're gonna, we'll see what they do in the first series, and we'll adjust from there. We have a game plan for, if they're bringing pressure or they're not, and we'll just adjust as we go, and hopefully be able to put some points on the board offensively.
Kenny, you have a question?
Yeah. Who will you be looking for leadership-wise, like captains for the team this year?
Yeah, so our captains are Landon Eichhorn, Deacon Schaefer, Owen Guyton, and Parker Kearns. Those kids have played, this is their third year playing at the varsity level. Landon skipped the year. I'm sorry. Last year was Landon's first year. The other three have been there, the last 3 years. So they're our veteran guys. They're our most experienced guys. So they're our captains, and they're very good kids too. So I'm very happy with those selections. And they're kind of our playmakers too. So those are kids who are going to need to step up. Okay, he's a linebacker. He's got to help control the run game tomorrow. Parker's a linebacker too. Receiver. And then Deacon and Landon. I think we threw for 1,500 yards with Landon last year, and Deacon did for 1,000. So if we can get similar output from those guys, I think we have some other guys too. We can put the ball to a little bit more than we did last year. Spread it around a little bit more, throwing the ball. I think we'll be better. Have a chance to be better offensively this year than we were last year. But like I said, our line coming together and gelling. That's going to be critical in the early stages of the season here.
Yeah, as far as the weightlifting goes, I saw Parker wrestling in the summer, and it looks like he got some muscle on him over the summer. Parker Kearns looks really impressive right now.
Yeah, he's a specimen. We went to team camp, and I want to thank anybody that's listening that donated for us to go to team camp. We had businesses and individuals. We did a calendar fundraiser. And if you guys aren't listening, thank you very much, because that was very important for us, especially being in baseball areas. We were able to get some kids that were just coming off of baseball to go to camp and get caught up. But yeah, hitting the weights. Parker kind of works out a lot on his own too, I think, and he's a constant on the go. And Deacon, a lot of these kids do their own weightlifting, then they come to our weightlifting. But we've had kids, our starting left guard, Sam Arnold, he put on, I think, 23 pounds over the off season of muscle, and you can just see it. Just seeing the kids standing around last night at the Huskies. We got a little bit smaller jersey, a stretchable jersey, so they're you can just tell a big difference. We've got kids that have gained 20 to 25 pounds in the weight room. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I can't wait.
I put on 23 pounds, but it wasn't muscle.
Yeah, well, I'm with you.
So I saw Joe Dalbert is with you doing strength and conditioning and linebackers. You know, how I mean he's absolutely legendary wrestling in Mifflin County. How has he been? What kind of addition has he been to the team?
Yeah, Joe's been great. He's a great person, and that's why I look for in coaches first, and just what kind of person you are. And he came in and set up a program. We set up a program together, but he kind of ran it for the most part. You know, he was there every day as a volunteer. He was doing that stuff, and then unfortunately, we lost Isaac McClay, our linebacker and running back coach. He had a child, and he lives up in the Huntington area, so he's not coaching with us here. So Joe came in, and he's paid assistant now, so that's good for him. And but yeah, Joe's just great. He knows, he understands the lifts, how to lift, what lifts, develop what muscles. So that's been a great addition to our staff.
How are you guys looking health wise coming into the season?
Yeah, right now we're good. I think it's been relatively hot the last couple of weeks here and there. I think our legs. We're trying not to do too much right now physically, but as far as injuries, we don't have any injuries right now. Um, one thing we got guardian caps that we wore in the scrimmage actually that for extra head protection for right now. Obviously they'll come off for the games, but I think that's helped us. We've had a couple collisions that might have been concussion kind of stuff, um, but I think those guardian caps have helped us. And I think it's I asked for them, and everything I've asked for so far. Since I've been here, I've been able to get. So I really appreciate Ms. McClay and the administration and the school board for everything I've asked for. We've gotten. So that's just one aspect of it, and to stay healthy, with the guardian caps, that's great. So
How would you say the team chemistry
other
is
than the
right?
fatigue, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I was,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, other than a little bit of fatigue, we're good.
Awesome.
Oh, you expected that though, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's normal for you know that's normal for the first couple weeks of HEDAC and the first couple weeks of practice. So
Team chemistry is always important, and how do you feel yours is?
yeah, I think we're still trying to. I'm still trying to get a good feel for that. To be honest with you, last year I think those kids were together for a long time. A lot of those seniors, and they went through their struggles, and they were hungry to change that. This group we're still trying to figure it out, but I think there's no we don't have any issues with anybody. I think they're a close knit group. They're just a little bit different. They have a different way of showing it than the group we had last year, the senior group. But it's a good group, and they get along. They work hard on the field here, and they have fun together. So that's been cool to see.
Did you get everything installed last year, or is there things we're gonna be a little bit surprised about that we'll see this year that weren't there last year in the playbook?
Yeah, I think the first year, the new offense. I think we kind of just had the core air raid stuff in. Um, we'll do a lot of different stuff in the run game based on what defensive front we're expecting to see from week to week. So we'll change stuff week to week there. But the core air raid's the passing game. Um, that stuff was pretty simple, the basic stuff last year. This year we're getting more, uh, to get more play action stuff in. So we're able to do that in our run game, and then passing game we're able to get some more, variations of things in, which when it all adds up, I like having some ammo in the chamber to fire it if we need to. So I think we're further along this year than we were last year at this point for sure.
That's got to have everybody listening excited.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we, you know, we have in our huddle. I've got a library of stuff I like to do versus different defenses and things, and so the kids are more adept to that now too. I think they're understanding more why we're doing different things, why we might change things week to week. What pass concepts work against what defensive coverages and things like that. So, um, Yeah, and like I said, it's just I'm excited to see how we do Friday night. You never know until the only one scrimmage now. We used to have two scrimmages and multiple practices that for a couple weeks, and now it's a little bit different. One scrimmage and then you're playing a game. So you hope to be ahead of the other team at this point. If they're having everything in special teams, but you never know until you get out on the field Friday night. Last year our special teams really helped us in the first couple of games, get us great field position, um, kickoff return, punt return. I think we blocked an extra point. Um, we did pretty good containment on punting and kicking. So that's going to be key for us too Friday night is special teams. We can't have any mess ups there.
How do you feel about them right now? Those units, your special teams unit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're coming along. I think we're probably a little further along in the special teams last year than we are right now. But some of that is, like you said, trying to add stuff onto the offense and things. So we haven't spent quite maybe as much time as we probably should have. But Thursday we always have a Penn State circuit, we call it. And we got it from Penn State about 4 years ago. And you go through all your special teams, punters, snappers, kicker. Everybody's doing something special teams wise. So but the last couple of days things have looked better, and we're getting our depth charts figured out on all that stuff too. I mean, that's always until you get sometimes you get into week 4 or 5 till you have the right guys. It's a man, why didn't I have that kid in there? So we're trying to find the right guys for all that stuff too. It was a little bit easier last year. We had a more veteran group, but this year we got a lot more competition for positions than we had last year.
Well, that's competition's always good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to have competition, and I always tell the guys, the guys that know what they're doing and doing it better are going to be the ones in there. So if you don't know what you're doing on offense, you better get in. Our huddle application, everything's in there. You better get in there and figure it out because you can't afford to go out there on Friday night and run the wrong route or miss a block or whatever, or miss a pass protection or whatever. So competition's good, and I think they're feeding off each other in that aspect, and they're making each other better. So that's cool.
Um, I asked you about the kids, but how about yourself? I mean, I know you've been coaching a while, but how's your? But the butterflies, I'm sure, are going to be there when you go out Friday night, and there's that crowd cheering you guys on. It's only natural that you would have some butterflies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hate to say this on the air here, but I chew my fingernails, and my fingernails are pretty much all chewed up. But yeah, you're always nervous. You always have butterflies because, like I said, the first game with only one scrimmage, you truly don't know, and you don't know how good the teams are that they scrimmaged. Um, are they good? Are they not good? Um, so you really don't know until you get into that first quarter, the first game. How things are shaping up for you and where you're at compared to other teams and preparation and everything. So, I know they have a new coach. From their scrimmage, they look like they're organized, and it looks like they're hungry, kind of like our kids were last year, coming off an 0-10 season. I'm sure they're hungry to come in here and return the favor that we beat them last year over there. I'm sure they're looking to come here and beat us. So, and turn the tide in their program too. So. Like I said, they're a veteran group, and it's going to be a dogfight, and we're going to have to play well to beat them.
This is an obvious question, but I just want to get your answer. How important do you think it is to get off to a fast start in the opener?
I think that's always important, especially you know, um, the mid-pen type schedule that we play. It's always important to get off to a good start when you're going to that big that gauntlet. But you always want to go off to a good start. I think sometimes you put too much emphasis on the first game because you do have new kids that are just start for the first time in the varsity game and that. But we just try to prepare these kids the best we can and get ready to roll and um, let the chips fall where they may, and then you move on. But getting the first win obviously is huge for making the playoffs for us. Um, you don't want to lose games that you think you can be in and compete in, but we'll move on either way. But obviously, obviously we want to have some fun Friday night.
Now, I mean, obviously the mid pen's tough, and you have McDevitt is just, you know, just super freaky. They got two in their backfield that are going D1, but it helps to recruit too. But other than other than McDevitt, and I want to get your opinion. I feel that you guys can compete and be and have a chance at every game this year.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I will say I think some of the teams that were young last year, there were three teams in our division I think that had new coaches last year. Redland and Palmyra and us, and myself coming in here. Um, I think those programs have gotten stronger, in the off season. Everything I've found out and read about them. They're good coaches too, so I expect every week to be a dogfight in the mid pen, and I think it's going to be a more competitive league top to bottom this year than it was last year. Um, and I think that's good. It's always great to have competition and be in that battle. See how you shape up against those teams. But yeah, I think we have the kids and the skill set here to compete as long as we take care of our business on a daily basis and do what we need to do.
Do you I want to try to get into your head a little bit with the coaching. Do you script plays or no?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, sometimes you have to go off script if you have a penalty or something. So that's key for us too, is not taking stupid penalties. Last year, the first game, we were jumping around and they were playing music while we were trying to get in the huddle and call our plays, and kids were confused. Um, so we had some issues there, but I think calling plays and scripting them. I think it's easier as a coach to look at what they're doing, set things up as you go. So yeah, we have a script template. We'll run a formation, we'll run a play, then we'll come back and run something off of that. How they react. So I got a really cool thing from a guy in Bixby. I'm not sure what Bixby is, either Oklahoma or somewhere down south. And he had it set up, and it was really cool. It was like a fastball. Here's our fastball plays. Here's our change up plays. Here's our curveballs. It was like baseball oriented, but it was really cool how he did it. So I'm going to try to simulate some of that stuff this year, and that helped you if they jump into a different defense or bring in more pressure than expected. To have that template there and have those plays ready to go, so you're not thinking on the fly.
There's always learning, isn't it? I don't think people realize. It's not like the old days when I grew up playing midget football. It's like you had three back in the four hole and all this and dives and that. It's really become sophisticated, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and I love to learn. That's one thing that I learned from Coach Chomp at Harrisburg when I coached there. You need to aspire to know what the head coach knows and beyond. And I've always taken that to heart. And we've got a Glazer Clinic Pass that has all kinds of football material out there. I'm always online and on Twitter. Twitter and social media and stuff now, you can find anything that you want to find, and see how it fits into your personnel and things. So I enjoy that part of it. And part of coaching is just learning and trying new things and tweaking things. And there's a lot of great football coaches out there, and I like to research the ones that have success and do what they do. I'm not smart enough to come up with all this stuff myself. So I can share other people who are successful.
Now, your dad got put into the Hall of Fame this summer up at Leather Lumber. What are some of the things you learned from him?
Yeah, I think one of the main two things really I think that stuck out to me um, as I go on, and I pick stuff up from other coaches as well, but I learned earlier from my dad that you need to care for people and you need to prepare people, and that's kind of what I do. I care for these kids like they're my own kids, and I prepare. I probably over prepare sometimes. You can get paralysis by analysis, so to speak. Sometimes I overlook things and overanalyze things, but those two things: just treat people right and prepare people to be the best they can be. In this case, Friday nights, and also off the field too. So those are the two main ones.
Offense and defense. A lot of times they you would like them to be growing at the same time, but right now is the offense ahead of the defense, vice versa. Right now, what would you say?
I would say experience-wise, offense is probably we've got a little bit more experience, so we're a little bit ahead of the defense right now. Um, but they're coming on. Defense is coming on. And until we get in the game Friday night, I could be completely opposite. I don't know, but I think we're in a good. I think we're in a good place, and I think, like I said, the competition for positions, has kids competing and just making us better overall, depth wise. So if one kid goes down, we've got another kid that's not that big of a drop off. Um, so I think that's good for us now and in the future because we got some young kids that are really competing hard for some of the positions and they're working their tails off. So it's only going to help us down the road too.
Give me some of your thoughts on your underclassmen, your new guys, how they're handling the. Because I think one of the toughest things to do is come up from junior high into a varsity and try to acclimate yourself. How are they handling it? You think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had some turnover there, which is unfortunate. I think 24 kids last year as freshmen, and I think we only had 8 that played on that team stick it out this year. Um, I don't know. I don't know why. I hope it's nothing that we did, but the ones that stuck it out and came out, I think they've acclimated themselves very well. A lot of them are running scout team, and doing well there and busting their tail. And they want to be here, so it's great to see them, go out there and compete with the bigger guys too, the older guys. It's only going to make them better as they grow. So that's been good. I don't like the turnover aspect of it, but I hope those kids come back out maybe next year. But the kids that we have are good kids, and we kept 4 freshman kids up. I didn't want to do that because we have a separate 7th and 8th grade team and a separate freshman team this year. But the 4 kids I kept up are kids that busted their tail in the weight room, and they're ready for JV football, if not pushing the other kids for varsity time. So we got a good mix. We got 4 freshmen we kept up, and then sophomores. We have a really good sophomore group of linemen who were in the weight room, and I can't wait to see the future holds for those guys because they're putting some pounds on, they're putting some muscle on, and they're getting better out here. They're learning every day, so that should be great to see them in the future.
How do you feel? Where are you at? Like physically, physical fitness wise, in shape. How are the kids heading into week 1 or week 0? They call it now.
Yeah, week 0. Yes, start week 0 and end later, end the season later. I don't know how that worked out, but yeah, I always worry about that. I always worry about that. Monday we had a heat index here, so we really didn't get out on the field. I was hoping that would help the kids. If kids were fatigued a little bit, but we had things we had to get in this week, so I hope we're okay. I think we're okay. Um, but again, you never know until you're out there in a 4-quarter game, and that's one of the bad things about having just one scrimmage too. You go usually 1 quarter alive. I think last year we went a whole half alive. This year we didn't. We only went a quarter live with the first, and then a quarter live action with the second team. So I hope we're good. I don't know. I think we were better than them last year physically. I think we were faster than them last year. They looked tired last year, but this is a whole new regime for them, so they look pretty fresh in their scrimmage. So, again, I hope nobody thinks this is going to be a blowout tomorrow. I think it's going to be a dogfight. We've got to come to play, and I hope being physical. I hope we're not fatigued. But if we are, like I said, we got some other kids. We more so than last year. We can give kids a blow and get them out, give them a little bit of rest, and have other kids go in there and not miss too much of a beat.
Kenny, got anything?
Yeah, just on a kind of a less serious note, you have to have had the weirdest debut as a head coach last year with the weather, with the thunderstorm that came out of the blue. You guys played great, but then at the end of the game, for some reason, they turned off all the lights and you had to celebrate in the dark. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there were a couple things that gamesmanship, I guess you could say. Playing loud music when we're trying to get our calls in the huddle, and turn the lights all off, so we were about ready to celebrate that. That's all right. We did the popcorn dance in the dark anyway down there, so hopefully we can do that again Friday night. But it's not gonna be easy. It wasn't easy last year. Um, just the newness of everything. I think the kids were still doubting themselves a little bit. I hope Friday night we can do the same thing and have a good time and everybody come out healthy with a W.
We talked about the buzz that's going on in Mifflin County. How how nice is that for you? Because you were here, with your dad when Willie was coaching Indian Valley, and there was some buzz around them. There was some buzz around IV with Stoker, and a little bit with Seckler in Mifflin County his first year or so. But how nice is it for you guys as a coaching staff to and I know you're hearing it about the high expectations that the Mifflin County fans are having for the team when in the past there hasn't been a lot of high expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I think that's the position you want to be in, right? You want to have expectations. You don't want to go into a season saying, maybe we'll win one or two games. Expectations that's what you play for, to have those expectations. That's what you coach for, to have those expectations. So, I'm embracing it. I think the kids are embracing it. Again, I just hope we're not a little bit too overconfident with it. Um, but I think it's great. I think it's great for the community. The support last year was great here at Mitchell Field. We had a lot of people on the road at some of our games at Hershey and Lower Dauphin. Hard to tell. There's a lot of people there because of the stadium size down there. But I know we had a lot of people there, but it's just been great. And like I said, the support we've had in the off season, trying to do things, raise money to go to the camp. The community has really stepped up, and I couldn't be more proud of this community and these kids.
We have a question from the audience. How has that you could answer, Coach? How's Avery Arn looking going through the preseason?
Avery's Avery. He's a kid that's always gonna come to play. I'm learning more about Avery. He's kind of a jokester too. He likes to have fun, so he rises his kids a little bit. But really good kid, and he's a really hard worker. Does whatever you want him to do. And we're trying to move him into more of a tight end spot on offense a little bit too, to get an extra blocker in there for Deacon here and there, and give him some passes too. But a little bit out of his comfort level, but he's adapting and he's learning. He knows the plays, and it's really cool to see him developing that way.
Well, Coach, we're leaving you there in the dark. Sorry about that. We'll let you. We appreciate you taking the time. We'll let you get out of there. Any final things you'd like to say to our listeners?
No, just come support us and help us out. I mean, it's great to let's pack Mitchell Field. I can't wait for Friday night. And like we always talk about, it's a special place. People forget a lot of the history in there, but I don't. So.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about the place being packed. It's going to be.
Yeah. So hopefully we can perform up to expectations and come out with a win, and we can celebrate with the band afterwards. So.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time, right after practice like this to talk to us, and we thank you.
Yep. Hey, anytime, guys.
Thanks, Shane.
Football, Mifflin County football. I'm willing to do it.
You bet. It's going to be awesome. Awesome year. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right. That's Shane Breon, Mifflin County head coach. And They open up tomorrow. I mean, I'm saying tomorrow too. They open up Friday night, Mitchell Field against the Central Mountain Wildcats. And we're going to get into that right now, Mr. Varner. We always do every year, every season. It's time for predictions.
I like them. We did pretty well last year.
Yes, we did. So Central Mountain at Mifflin County. What do you think?
Well, I think Mifflin County is going to start the season on a good note. They're going to give their fans the win that they want, and I say it's going to be a 24-10 game.
Yeah, we're going to put pressure on Shane. I know he said don't expect a blowout. I don't know if it'll be a blowout, but I'm going to take 28. I think it'll be not as close as what I'm thinking of people are thinking, and maybe even what Shane's thinking. I'm going to take 28-14 Mifflin County. It's first game. Central Mountain there'll be some jitters, probably some turnovers. Make it closer than what it is.
Yeah, until everyone settles in and everything.
Yep. That's what I think. All right. Let's go here. Next up in our area, State College travels to Williamsport to take on the Millionaires. And State College, it's a different team. I know Pennsylvania Football News has them ranked 5th in the state, but they lost a ton of people. They lost a boatload. I mean, they have Dante Sheffy, the running back, 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns as a 9th grader. But they lost for Manick, the quarterback. They still have enough to beat Williamsport. So,
most definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna take State College in this 31-7.
Yeah, I'm thinking pretty much a runaway myself. I don't think they'll be as high flying as they were last year, but you're just like you said. I believe State College will come out the victors. I'm going to say 35-7.
Okay. Next, Bald Eagle area in the new Super Laurel Highlands Conference. And I think this is kind of cool. These teams like Bald Eagle that were in the Mountain League are going to play teams they haven't played before. And they go on the road against Central Cambria, the Red Devils. I am going to take Bald Eagle area all the way in this 41-10. That Carson Nagel kid, what a passer. And I think he's only a 10th grader?
Yeah, only a 10th grader.
Yeah, he's setting all kinds of records at BEA. Cameron Watkins there at wideout. And then Cale, is it Davis? Cale Davis? Their other wide receiver.
Oh.
It's Cale something, but Bald Eagle, easy. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I got a chance to talk to Jesse Nagel, the head coach, before the season started. Did the preview for him, and even at that time, the kids were chomping at the bit, ready to get this season going. After their last year's exit from the playoffs against Penns Valley, it's like they've had a chip on their shoulder, and I really think that Bald Eagle's going to come in and roll in this one. Not even close. 49-0.
Wow. Boy, man, we're giving Central Cambria no love at all. This one, I think, is going to be a really good one. Bellwood Annis, traditional, not like they used to be, but Bellwood Annis, I spelled Bellwood wrong. Yes, I noticed it. Bellwood takes on Penns Valley, who we were really impressed with last year. Penns Valley made it all the way to the District 6 Finals AA before losing to Guilfoyle. And they take on the Blue Devils of Bellwood Annis. I like Penns Valley a lot. You know that. But I think it's going to be close. I'm going to say 27-21 Penns Valley.
I'm going to be right there with you. I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I believe that Penns Valley has a lot of their players from last year, the key players back. I'm going to say 35-28 in for Penns Valley.
All right, then we got a tough opener for a new coach. Bellefonte has to travel to Central, who are honorable mention in the state rankings, Pennsylvania football news. Breaking in a new coach, new offense, new defense, and you got to do it against Central. I don't think it's going to be a good debut for Confer, the new coach. And I'm going to go Scarlet Dragons 38-6.
Well, I think this season is going to be a season of baby steps for Bellefonte. They're going to be a lot better, but to come up against Central in their first game of the season, I think Bellefonte's going to make it closer than what people might think. But in the end, I also think that Central is going to come out the winner, and I'm going to say 24-7.
All right, then. Phillipsburg under Jeff Roman. It's his second go-round at PO. They host Huntington, take on the Bearcats. Huntington's another team, not what they used to be under Jim Zalzig. But Huntington, it should be I think it'll be a tough battle, but I'm going to go with Huntington. I'm going to say 21-17 Bearcats.
Okay. Well, we got our first difference right here. I know you can't pull stuff from last season, but you could see that the Mounties last season was starting to come on at the end of the season. And I believe that they're going to carry that into this season. But I think the Mounties will come out ahead 14-0.
14-0. Okay. Well, you're giving Huntington no love at all. Then Saturday, Juniata Indians, District 6-9 champs, take on Troy all the way up there. Saturday at 7 o'clock. And it's going to be interesting. I know Coach Breon, they scrimmaged them. But Juniata really lost a lot of skill position people. Aaron Zeller, their quarterback, I can't remember his name right now. I don't know what Troy has. I'm just going to say, I'm going to take Troy, but just because of Juniata traveling so far. That's a hike up there. And I'm going to go with Troy. I'm going to say 21-16.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be going against you on this one, too. I think Juniata is going to take that road trip and showcase their younger running backs and grind it out. And I think, like I said on one of the different Facebook apps, I call 21-20 Juniata. They'll find a way to win.
Okay, so it'll be Mifflin Town will be mad at me. That's all, not you. But I don't know. I have to admit, I don't know what Troy has. But I'm just taking the travel plus the losses that Juniata had, and I'm taking Troy.
Yeah, well, and what's cool about this is you never can tell. With this early in the season, there's no rhyme or reason, so everything's a toss-up.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I'm pumped up. We got high school football starting Friday. I know you're going to be there covering Mifflin County and Central Mountain for the Lewistown Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching on the stream, cheering the boys on. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, you might be the lucky one because Mother Nature is looking to pound some water on us on Friday night, from what
I saw that. I forgot to ask Shane about that. But yeah, the weather, we're supposed to get rain. So obviously that can even the playing field. You got to watch out for turnovers when you got a slick ball. So it's fun that it's here. I don't think they're going to care, the boys. that it's
No.
raining or not. Besides, that
Sometimes-
it makes it fun football. That's all.
Yeah.
So we got, it's going to be good. And just a couple announcements. We're coming up on 1 year, Kenny V, a year.
Wow.
And we got a special thing planned for our year anniversary. Plus, I'm going to be back on the Husky hotline for Big Louie Radio. I didn't do it last year because of health reasons. Back this year, I forgot. I want to ask Shane if he'll come on next week to the Husky hotline on Big Louie out at Vince's Pizza and Family Restaurant on Thursdays, people. Tune in. But don't forget, you got to tune in to us on Wednesday, too. Because, pretty much, Kenny, we're going to be, next couple of months, it's going to be, we'll have other guests on, but it's pretty much football.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And, so other things to announce, we got the Press Box website is coming. It's right around the corner. Going to be having articles, stories. We're going to have live streams, not just of this podcast, but we're going to have live stream of events.
Mm-hmm.
We are pumped up about it, and a lot of good things happening down the pike here for us.
Yep, taking that next step up.
Yeah. Do you have shout outs every week? Everybody knows that listens.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny gives shout outs to people that deserve it, and there we go. You got any shout outs, Kenny?
Yeah,
Let
I
me
sure do.
Let me play your music, man.
All right, roll the music.
Feeding the ducks. Go ahead.
All right. This first one is shout out to the NFL Veterans Committee. They finally got it right, and they gave Chicago great Steve Mongo McMichael the nod for the Hall of Fame. For most of you who may not be familiar with the name, he was one of the pinnacle players for the Chicago Bears in 1985, their Super Bowl year. Had a great career there, and I believe continued and played some or did some professional wrestling as well after his career ended. So right now he's suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease and it's not looking too well. So the Veterans Committee, my hat's off to you for getting it right.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that. I mean, that 46 defense was just monstrously good. It's the best defense I've ever seen. No offense to the Steel Curtain guys.
No.
I remember in the NFC Championship game, my team, the Rams, they held Eric Dickerson to like 27 yards. That's it. Nobody could run on him. Nobody.
No.
Any other shout outs?
Just one. My shout out goes to all the athletes that have been busting their butts for the last couple of weeks to get primed and ready for the opening season. Your time is about to shine, and good luck this season to everybody out there.
Yes, all the football teams in our area. Good luck. It's a great time. I love high school football because it's still played for the passion of it, the love of it. College now, even college has become like pro with the name, image, likeness, the transfer portal, and all that garbage. But high school's still pure.
Mm-hmm.
And I love watching it, and I love covering it. I love talking to the coaches. I love talking to the players. It's fantastic. Is that it for your shout-outs?
Yep, short and painless today.
I have a shout-out. It's to Penn State wrestling transfer Mitchell Mesenbrink. He came from Cal Baptist, transferred out, got into the transfer portal. He won the under-20 World Championships last week and dominated. He tech-followed everybody through the finals, all the way through, even into the finals. He had 5 tech falls, just amazingly unbelievable on his feet. And it's like the rich get richer. Penn State has another one going
Wow.
on. And shout out to him. Another shout out, even though I don't like what's going on in it, college football, it's still starting up too.
Mm-hmm.
We got college football, man. Isn't that great?
It is. It is.
I mean, this is the last year to enjoy the real rivalries because they're ending with all these the super conferences now.
Yeah, it's sad to see what it's all become.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone, so enjoy it now. I'm interested to see everything, the Big Ten, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State in there. SEC is always Georgia, Alabama, LSU. Awesome, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My team, UCLA, is debuting a high school 5-star quarterback, Dante Moore, freshman. Well, it'll be interesting to see what he does under Chip Kelly's offense. And then we have those teams I won't talk about, like USC. But it's going to be fun, isn't it?
Oh,
I know you're a Penn State guy.
Oh yeah. Yep, a lot of good hopes for this team this year. Just gotta win the big one.
Until Franklin gets Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, one of these years we got to hit both of them in one year. We haven't done that. It's either one or the other.
You really think that's going to happen?
I hope.
I love your optimism. I love your optimism. You know, Penn State fans, they get mad at me anyway. But if the chances, I got a better chance of winning a Brad Pitt lookalike contest than Franklin beating Ohio State and Michigan in the same year. And I do not look like Brad Pitt. No way. Not the way Ohio State. Maybe if it was a different time, maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But the way Ohio State's recruiting now, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Even Penn State can't recruit like they can. You know that. They're up there with the Georgias and Alabamas.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are going to say, I don't hate Penn State. I really don't. I just think they're like Notre Dame. Every year they're overrated because of what Paterno did in the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny, though, this name, image, and likeness in college sports. SMU got the death penalty for giving Eric Dickerson money and a Trans Am, and now it would be totally legal.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're talking. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and Reggie Bush, they took his Heisman.
Hey, I didn't see that. Why'd they take his Heisman?
Years ago, because he did some infractions. And for USC there, I think someone bought his mom a house.
Oh, yeah?
And they took his Heisman from him.
UCLA did that with Jim Herrick basketball. Remember Baron Davis?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good pro. They gave Baron Davis, they gave his mom an SUV and gave her a job. And he only stayed 1 year and left.
Wow.
But, I think it's ridiculous. Give him his Heisman back because now they're rewarding it. They're rewarding it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he got infractions. It's the past. My God, they're paying kids now. We mentioned that a couple of shows ago. USC gave Caleb Williams $2 million to come there. A college kid. So why take Bush's Heisman away? Why pretend you're self-righteous? The NCAA is all about money.
Mm-hmm.
The colleges are all about money. They don't care about these kids. They might, we need to give them an education. They don't give a crap. They want the money. It's a big money. Like every school in their TV deal, I believe it's every school in the Big Ten gets $70 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. They don't care about the other sports. They screwed up basketball and everything, putting these conferences out of alignment just for football. This is for football. What they should have done, the smart, sensible thing, and go, okay, these are the football's a different beast. All these conferences, these super conferences, fine. But every other sport, you stay in your conference. Pac-12 remains, everything. Football, okay, it's different. It's a different beast. It's a moneymaker.
Yeah, because you have swimmers going like from Rutgers all the way out to UCLA or USC.
Yeah.
And they're having problems financing their program as it is.
Right. It's just football's the moneymaker. Let them have the super conferences, but every other sport, the conferences stay the way they've been. That's what they should have done right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
No. Now you're going to have games where, heading from Rutgers in the Big Ten all the way out to Washington and Oregon for events. And imagine the nightmare of wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
The bad weather you could run into. It's all horse, Well, we could swear. We're not on radio, but I'm not going to. So, you got high school Friday.
Yes.
What else is coming up?
I got volleyball, Bald Eagle, Bellefonte on Saturday. And I'm hoping to get down to the Mifflin County girls soccer on Saturday later on in the afternoon. And then I think that's it for the weekend.
It'll be interesting to see what Mifflin County does without Strohecker.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big loss. And Bald Eagle's usually good in volleyball. Are they still good again?
They got a new coach, so they have a little bit of growing to do yet. But they still made the playoffs last year.
Okay. I always get confused. When's Big Valley Invitational?
I believe this year it's September 1st.
Okay.
Is that a Saturday?
I always love the BVI. It's it's so good because you're getting every top team, and it's basically a preview of District 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see, State College dominate AAA.
Oh, yeah.
They always do. But
yeah,
AA will be fun. I want to see, even though they lost Strasser, Judiata, Jeff Miller should have them pretty decent again.
And they have a girl coming along that's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he mentioned her last year, and someday I'll remember her name completely.
Oh, for the listeners out there, tomorrow I believe the Sentinels preview tabs are out. Are they right, Brian?
I think so. Yeah. They should be Thursday tomorrow. Same preview. I know you did some. I did Mifflin Counties. It'll be fun. It's another year. Already high school's upon us. And, we're teasing you now about stuff coming. Wait till you see when wrestling season hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're ramping it up.
Ramping it up, baby. Ramping it up. So I was interested to know your staff. Is Kathy still with you?
Yep, Kathy takes her her and Bob Hockenbrock are from Mifflin County photographers, and
you got her son's writing now for you.
Yep, Dom Reed. He's a former Mifflin County standout in cross country and track. He's done a tremendous job for us this year. He's been a real big help when I needed him. And we also have Josh Yoder.
Yeah, Kenny doesn't ask me to help him anymore. He's sick of me. He's like, I see you all. I talk to you all the time on this show. That's enough.
Now, you help us out when definitely quite a bit with wrestling.
I love football. I wrestling too. I can't. It's my from now all the way through till March is my favorite time, even though the weather sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrestle football and wrestling. You bet. It's going to be a good year. We had all those teams last year: Mifflin County, Bald Eagle area, Penns Valley, Juniata State College football. All 5 made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that could happen again.
Yeah, very easily.
And then wrestling, it's going to be fun. Congratulations on Nick Pavlechko, State College heavyweight. He committed to Indiana. He's going to be a Hoosier.
Nice.
I don't know if he's going to do both football and wrestling because he plays football too.
Mm.
I think it's just for wrestling, but all right. We went over again, Kenny. We always go over. We appreciate everybody staying on with us. So, any final words, my friend?
Just go out this weekend, enjoy the opening football season, and if you have family or members or people you know that are also on the other sports, always fun to watch high school sports. I recommend it.
You better believe it. I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, that's going to wrap up the press box for this week. We'll be back next week with another show. As always, heading into this was episode 47. We are 5 weeks away from 1 year, and we appreciate all you have listened and stuck with us. It means a lot.
Yes, thank you, guys.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight. For Kenny Varner, I'm Brian Carson. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your week and an even better weekend. Take care. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.